Some of the brightest young men in Baltimore used to study here. They still do, but now they've not only been joined by girls, a girl has been elected to run the student body. Cindy Jones and her running mate Andrea Bias defeated their male opponents in this year's election.
I think I won because I was most qualified. People I was running against did not have as much experience, had never been in the student government. I was in the student government for 3 years before I decided to run.
When I was surprised that most of the students, they listened to what we were saying and realized that we were more qualified, and being women didn't mean anything.
You think that the case for women's liberation is overstated and there isn't that much discrimination based on sex? And what do you think about the whole thing?
Well, I think now my peer group, they aren't discriminatory, but I think maybe the older ones are.
Most of the students I talk to here tell me the sex of the people running for office didn't make much difference to them.
Well, I voted for a young lady because they're prettier. I mean, it's best to have a young lady anyway instead of a male.
Why do you think so, really?
Well, I can converse with a young lady better than a male.
I voted for Cindy Jones, and I think she was more qualified for the job because she gave more reasons and more of her qualifications, whereas the boys, you know, they just came out and said, sure, the girls are pretty, but they can't do the job right, and they didn't give any reasons why, you know.
So here at this high school in Baltimore, many students say sexual discrimination is something for their elders to worry about. And they wonder why anyone would be surprised to hear a woman is the president of the students here at Poly, a school that for a long time was exclusively for boys. This is Mary Norton on the scene in Baltimore.
Now this is exactly how traffic looked at around 11 o'clock this morning. Of course, it's backed up because Pratt Street is blocked off. As a matter of fact, where the World Trade Center building is about the last block of Pratt Street that you can use during the entire time of the Baltimore City Fair. Of course, Baltimore City Police say use your own common sense about traffic problems down here. If you know the fair is in this area, east downtown, then try not to drive down that way. Use streets or use alternate routes that are up in the northern part or the west part of Baltimore. But as far as parking is concerned, just what rule of thumb would you use for the fair?
My best suggestion is park, north of the downtown area on some side streets and open parking lots.
Don't try to find a parking spot real close to the fair because you just won't find it.
Just won't find it down here. Not today, anyway.
And also may run the risk of getting a ticket, I guess.
You will get a ticket plus get impounded.
So basically what you have to do is just use, I guess, common sense, knowing that there's going to be mobs of people, hundreds of thousands of people, knowing that there's going to be a lot of cars, and knowing that parking is going to be rather scarce. Just leave early, give yourself plenty of time to get down here, and figure that you are going to have to wait in a little traffic and that you are going to have to find or have some trouble finding a parking space. This is Kurt Anderson on the scene down at the Baltimore City Fair.
Susan, when you talk about neighborhoods, you just have to look at the architecture and you'll know right away, of course, this is Ridgely's Delight. Or if not, we'll make it perfectly clear. When you get out to the neighborhood exhibit, you'll find again the orange and white striped canvas roofs that you'll remember from other years. You'll see neighborhoods like Govins that are already in here, and Hampton, which has got a nice art design here about some of the best things in their neighborhood. You walk along and you'll come over here to Chinkapin Park where they're having a plant sale. The plants got a little bit overwatered sometime this morning when it did rain, but you can see everybody is still here and making do, and enthusiasm is obviously still pretty good. You got a lot of plants?
Sure do.
How many fairs have you been here for?
4. This is the 4th one.
This is my 12th, so I don't regard you as a veteran yet, but you've certainly had enough experience. Have you found a lot of people interested in plants and in coming and seeing all the exhibits?
Yeah, Chinkapin Park has been participating in the fair for what? Is this the 12th year? Yeah, for the community. And yeah, we get a lot of interest. We get people who keep returning to our booth.
Good. Well, we will certainly do that and maybe get some mums for later on in the fall. Susan, I haven't found anybody to share crab cakes and cookies with yet, but we'll certainly work on that. I'm Andrew Barth on the scene at the City Fair.
One good thing about where the amusement rides are located this year, especially on a rainy day, is that there is solid macadam underfoot. As far as the new twist for paying for the rides, fair officials are trying a new method for the first time. One ticket buys an unlimited supply of ups and downs, twists and turns. The ticket to the amusement rides costs $5. You can't get in to where the rides are without the $5 ticket. It's supposed to save money and a lot of hassle. However, you also have to buy the $5 admission ticket to the amusement park to be able to play the games of chance. And the operators of these midway booths don't like that at all and think it will cut down on their business.
As you look at it as being a concessionaire, somebody who's going to pay $5 just to ride the rides, they're not going to be wanting to play the games, because you figure they come in and spend $5, they get to ride all the rides they want to, no admission charge, no tickets on the rides, right? So that's $5 out of their pocket they're not going to have to play toward the games, right? So, you know, that's up to them, really.
But those operating the rides are thrilled about the new pay once policy.
Yeah, because I think people can ride the rides as much as they want, many times as they want, and they can really come down here for 5 hours and really enjoy the day, especially the way money is nowadays.
And you don't have to take tickets.
That's right, now I have to collect all the tickets.
And so for one $5 ticket, you can go on all the rides as many times as you like. So I'll see you next Monday. I'm Susan White Bowden at the Baltimore City Fair.
I love Baltimore. All together now. I love Baltimore!
And so it began with a bang from the cannons and a whimper from the crowd over the light rain that fell all day. But as the pennants on the Pride officially opened the fair, we got to remember what, for some of us, the whole thing is all about. Oh, sure, I know. It's the neighborhoods that got it started and give it life, and it's the crafts and institutions that give it relevance and value, and it's the international village that makes it cosmopolitan. But it's the goodies we go for. It's a good thing that most of us remember how much fun the city fair is, because today it was hard to find much joy in the rain. The stages were full, but the seats were empty, and the silver lining for eaters was no lines for food. For vendors, that wasn't so great, except one.
Raincoats and umbrellas right here.
Honest, it's supposed to get better tomorrow and Sunday. It's only today that this T-shirt may have said what we all felt when we got to go home. I'm Andrew Barth on the scene at the City Fair.